Hey, what's going on, everybody? I have another do-it-yourself video here for you. So in today's video, I purchased a Duramax Woodbridge plus 10.5 foot by 10.5 foot shed off of Wayfair. I'm going to tell you all about it. I wouldn't say it's a how-to. If I found a little tricky spots in the directions, I'm going to highlight that to you. I'm also going to go over the cost as well and give you the pros and cons. But here we go. Listen in. Let's go. Alright, let's start with why did I buy the shed. Number one, the cost. It was the cheapest 100 square foot or more shed out on Wayfair. So that was a bonus. The color matches the siding of my house that's down there. And I'd say also equally as important, I need a wide door in order to get a large lawnmower tractor through. The other sheds that are out on Wayfair, they're single door, not quite as wide as that one. So that is why I chose to go with this model of shed. Here is what the box looks like that it came in. 300 pounds. You are not going to be able to carry it yourself. I had to cut it open and put everything in the back of a pickup truck to haul it back around to the back of the house, so we have it all ready to go to start building. What I did so far is I hauled 2 half-ton loads each of stone. So one layer is 2A, one layer is B's. So I brought it in from my pickup truck. I was able to back the pickup truck for there, bring it over in a wheelbarrow. So got it laid out 10.5 feet by 10.5 feet. I'm trying to get it level right now. So the next step is to go ahead and lay the concrete block. So it's just not practical to pour concrete slab up here on the hillside. You can't get a truck anywhere. So I'm left with installing some type of prefabbed concrete slabs. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay them out here now. Not going to get too fancy, but try to lay out. So it's 10.5 feet. The blocks are 1 foot by 1 feet. So that means I need at least 11 feet. So I'm just going to lay it across here and see how it looks. And then eventually I'm going to have to open up the box and bring out the prefab base to make sure it's large enough and works before we get too far carried away. Alright, I have the foundation as good as I could get it. This is about $250 worth of material here. That's excluding the rock underneath. I think it's going to be okay once we went through the directions. You could put plywood on top. So the first step here, this is what it looks like coming out of the box. And we got to put the base together. So I think the base is going to be pretty heavy. And you put plywood on top of it. So that's why I'm not worried about going with a thick foundation. Also, hey, if somebody ever wants to remove this, you could lift all this stuff out of here as opposed to having concrete poured in here and then you can never get it out of here. So this is what I'm going with. We'll let you know how it works. Now I anticipate a couple hours probably putting the base together. Half the book is putting the frame together at the bottom here. So alright, a quick check-in. We got the lower frame going. This is the first part of the instructions. The next part of the instructions start back over at 1 and then start building the frame up from the side. Directions are awesome, pretty easy. Only thing so far is I sliced my finger open trying to, some of these things get stuck together and they're very sharp pieces of metal. Once you get to the last page of the instructions, it says put gloves on. So put gloves on to start. Alright, when you get to this page 4, just note that the holes that are shown on this piece here do not match the holes that came with it. The holes, you're still able to piece it together so far, but just want to point that out. First part where the directions are wrong so far. Alright, so man, half a day just screwing all the base together and other pieces for the roof. I got ready for the next step to start putting up the panels, and I don't know, there's like 10-mile-an-hour winds and just blow it down. So it's going to be tough here. So I'm going to... Alright, quick update. They are not joking. You absolutely need 2 people, and there's no way you could do this on a heavy wind day. It is very calm, but these pieces here are very flimsy and flexible, so we're trying to hold it up. You could see I'm even having a hard time getting them snapped into place. I hope whenever we put the roof on that able to snap the tops into place there. But some of them are easier than others. But we got halfway around here now, and we'll keep on moving forward. All right, we have the outer part up, as you can see. Again, it's flimsy, and as you screw in these pieces, the panels pop out, and they don't stay in. So I'm hoping whenever you put the roof on that everything's going to pop in together. We'll see here. So a little scared, but we'll see how we do it. Next step is to go ahead and got to put some pieces to start getting the roof together. So we're going out here now. All right, I figured out why the tops weren't popping together. It's all right, I just discovered what I did wrong, why the tops weren't popping together. It's because I didn't put this metal bracket in right, so you could see that there shouldn't be an extra hole right there. What I need to do is pop that screw out, and this bracket slides underneath that bracket, and this screw will go down through that hole there, and that'll push everything that direction. All right, it's getting dark, so I want to summarize the end of, let's say, half day number 2 from the base up. So again, the first half day took this piecing together all these little bars here and other frames, and then this half day got the walls around, and I got one bracing bar up on the top. And again, before we got that far, it took about 4 1/2 days to haul the gravel, the concrete block in here, and haul all the material up here as well. So I'm going to stop, get there for now, and let you take a peek at where we're at. All right, I'm another quarter day in, and that's another good check-in point. I got all the bracing up pretty solid. Nothing tricky. I'd say maybe if you want to speed it up, you have 2 ladders. You put one on that side, one on that side, and make sure you have a tool belt on so you don't have to keep on walking up and down the ladder for the screws. But other than that, it's pretty easy. And I was able to do everything myself so far, except that one point where I had to have a second person again help me hold the wall up till we got it around there. But going good here so far. The next step is to start putting these roof panels up. All right, putting up the panels actually requires silicone, so I'm going to follow directions. I'm not going to get lazy, but whenever you start putting up the panels here, so you're going to have these little plugs, and you got to put a bead of silicone in there before you put this little pin in, and then you're going to need some type of mallet. So there's the silicone there. I pre-did some, so there's some silicone in there and in that one, and go ahead and hammer it in like that. All right, important tip that I would just want to let you know: push the plug in first in all of them, and then come back, put silicone on and the pin, put the pin in, then hit it with I was using a mallet, but some of them on the inside you're going to have to use a hammer there. All right, we're making progress. Same process with these roof panels. Put the plug in, grab the pin, put some silicone on it, hit it with a hammer up here. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and get going on the roof. All right, another half day or quarter day in the books here. Making progress. We got the roof on. And just one more tip or clarification: make sure you put, in addition to putting silicone down in the pinhole, put it around the bottom as well. All right, folks, we are closing in. I got the doors on here. I am a little disappointed. They are not even there, as you can see. No mistake that I made, because both of these posts are down as far as they could go, so a little bit off. I can just got to lift it up, push up with the handle. One thing I do like, they do have solid locks built in here, right there on the top and the bottom, so that's pretty good. Go ahead, open it back up to get light in here. So one last step again, I'll have to bring in plywood, and I'll show you how to do that here. Alright, just when I was thinking I was finishing the project up, I was cutting the plywood, getting it in here, and then I stepped on it, and I don't know, I just don't like the feel. There's going to be a heavy tractor lawnmower coming through here. So regardless if you did what I did or if you pour concrete and you're going with the plywood on top, the gap's too big in there, too much of bounce. So went and bought 20 bags of sand from Ace, and I'm just filling it in to give the plywood some more support. So I got 10 bags in here now, 10 more in the truck. I'm going to load them all in here before I screw the plywood down. Oh, always something. It's a long project. All right, I'm about wrapping up again. Ooh, I hope so. It took 5 pieces of plywood. What I did is just take drywall screws and I just screwed it directly in to the metal base there. That should be ready to go here. We'll call it a wrap. I did use 20 bags of sand. I had about 4 bags extra, so that I put out here. I'll probably mix it with stone to pack it down to get a ramp up there, because if you run a tractor over that right there, it probably will crack. So, whew. All right, we got to the finish line. Alright, that concludes the video. Please hit the like button if you got the whole way to the end here. So yep, I love this shed. I probably would buy it again. The downside, man, did it take a long time to put this thing up. So you could do it with one person. You just need that second person for maybe a half an hour to help hold the sides up. But overall, good product. If you're watching this video a year from now, maybe you want to message me down below, and I can provide an update on if it's holding up and how it does during the rain. But all right, have a good one.